Hi, my name's Olivia, and I'm a first-time mom with a 9-month-old baby boy, and I like to do things a little bit more natural, a little bit more on the crunchy side of things. And one of my sisters is actually pregnant. She's about 16 or 17 weeks, and so this past weekend we went through an entire baby registry. I showed her everything that I have and that I love, and then some things that I wish I would have swapped out. And so I have some other recommendations for her. And then I also shared exactly what you actually need, what are actually essentials and what are not. So I know whenever you are making your baby registry, everyone has something to say, everyone has something that they loved and you have to have, but a lot of that is not true. So I am very minimal, and so this is going to be from a very minimal, natural-minded, clean product type of baby registry feel. So if you're interested in that, let's get into it. So the registry that I created is going to be on Babylist. I feel like Babylist is it's got to be the number one place to create a baby registry. So you can add any type of registry item from any website onto your registry on Babylist. Unlike if you create an Amazon or a Target registry, you can only get products from that actual store. Only Target items on the Target registry. Babylist, you can have Target, Amazon, Walmart, whatever. So that is why I created the Babylist registry, and I will share the link in the description below. So the first category on the Babylist registry checklist is feeding, and the first item is bibs, which they say are essential, which I would partially agree. I'm not gonna lie, I like to just let my baby eat naked all the time, and it's just easy to wipe him up, and plus he's naked all the time. I don't just he usually doesn't have clothes on in the house, so that's just how I roll. But I do like having bibs. I have the smock type of bib, which I'll show a photo somewhere. And I like that because you can just take it completely off, throw it in the wash, and it's cheap. You can buy one and see if you like it, and if you don't like it, then somebody bought it for you for not that much. So I would recommend getting one of those just to see if you like it, and if you do, you can go buy more because they're cheap. The other option are the silicone bibs, which I would also get. Right now, all it does is kind of bother him, and it can kind of snags his hair, so we don't love wearing them right now. But I think when he gets a little bit older, it's going to be helpful because he is a mess. I'm assuming he's going to get less messier as he gets older, and it has a little thing that catches the food that's dropping, which is nice. And I think it'll be great when he gets a little bit older, and I like having them, so I would suggest getting them. You can pick one or the other, or you can get both, whatever. The other type of bib is also drool. I've actually used those way more than the other two. These are not necessary, you have to get them, but I'm just going through the whole list. So if you want to, get all three. The drooling bibs, my child has drooled more than any other baby I've been around. And so those have been absolutely necessary for me, but they might not be necessary for you. I would suggest getting a couple. I like getting a plain color because I'm already having to match his outfit to his socks, to his bib. And that's a lot of colors going on. And I'm so minimal. I always wear a plain color t-shirt. A lot of times I'm just wearing black. So to dress my baby with all this matching stuff, it's too much for me, especially when I'm in a hurry. So I would suggest getting some plain neutral colors that you like instead of something with crazy patterns, unless you like that. So that is my suggestion. I would get one of all three of those bibs and just see what you like, and they're not expensive. So if you do like one, you can go get more. The next item on the list is bottles. So I would kind of say that this is essential. I rarely ever use bottles. I feed him from my boob 100% of the time now. At the very beginning, I was going to work for a few hours, and so I was leaving the house, and so we kind of had to have bottles on hand here. I did get plastic bottles. I didn't even realize you could get glass. So I would suggest getting glass bottles, and then also they have on Babylist, they have a glass bottle set where you can get a couple different kinds, which it will be on the link. I would suggest getting that because we have like 3 or 4 different types of bottles, and there's some that he loves and he will take, and some that he's like absolutely not. So I think they're picky about like the nipple situation. So I like the idea of getting like a couple of variety pack and just seeing what kind your baby likes, because all babies are different. And I really don't think you can say, oh, this specific bottle is so amazing and every baby will like it. I think babies are different. So I would get the combo bottle set. That's what I'm going to do for baby number 2. Burp cloths. So Babylist says they're essential. I would say having something to clean up that mess is essential. I maybe just be gross, I don't know, but like I will just grab whatever is near to me. So if one of my baby cloth towels is near to me, I will grab that and wipe up the drool or the barf or whatever. But if there is a baby blanket, I will just use that, throw it in the washer. If there is a regular dish towel, I will use that. So yes, you do need something, but does it have to be a baby towel? Do you have to get a million cute baby towels? No, but it is nice to have a few. The only other little tip I would say is get ones that you like and that you know are soft. So like I like the Carter's, like they're a little bit thicker and they are really soft in my opinion, and you can find some cute ones. And then there's also like the muslin, I hope I'm saying that right, that are just like plain colors, which I love because they're very thin and they're neutral. And so that I would also recommend. But there are also like really crazy pattern ones that are really scratchy. So just make sure you're getting something soft, because nobody wants to wipe your baby's mouth with something like scratchy. So the 2 kinds that I love. I have other ones that I am not suggesting. So just know that not all baby towels are made equally. Make sure you get something soft. Maybe read some reviews, or maybe get the ones that I got. Next up on the list is high chairs. Yes, I definitely think a high chair is essential, but it's not essential at the beginning. So your baby's probably not going to be eating real food until 6 months. So you have like from wherever your baby shower is until the 6-month mark to get this high chair. So it's not absolutely necessary. You put it on your registry. I didn't even think about it. I did not add it to my registry, but it would have been way nicer if someone would have bought it for me, because it's kind of expensive. So there is like one that is fancy, and it's on Babylist, and it's on all these registry sites if you look up high chairs, and it's like wooden, and I found like a dupe of this on Amazon, and that's what I bought, and I love it. So I think you can get any high chair that you like. Just make sure that your baby has somewhere for their feet to go, because you do want their feet to be like on something solid. Just think like when we're eating, we don't usually have our leeks just dangling. They're usually like on the ground, or we have like a stool with like something for our feet. So I feel like that's important. And then something that's super easy to wipe down, because I was also given the recommendation to get this other type of high chair situation that you can like take with you to restaurants and things, which is great. It's a great idea, but it's so much to like take all the pieces apart, and to every single time your baby eats, you have to wash it, because it's like fabric material, and so that has to go in the washer. It gets disgusting. I will show you what I'm talking about. So that I would not recommend. I would definitely recommend something maybe wooden that's easy to wipe down and clean, because you're gonna have to be cleaning it 3 times a day. So definitely think about that before you pick out your high chair. Next up on our list is a bottle cooler bag. I would definitely not say that this is necessary. I work from home, and so I don't need that kind of thing. If you are going far for work or something, or if you are pumping at work and then you have to put your stuff into a fridge or freezer at work, then I think maybe this is for you. But you could also get like a cute little Yeti that you could use for other things down the line. You don't necessarily have to get like a milk storage bag. So that would be my suggestion on that. Next up on their list would be a bottle drying rack. I don't recommend this. That's just one more thing to be on my counter, and I already have like a rack for drying, and so I'm just going to put the bottles there. That's what I've done. I also received 2 of these like plastic things, that containers that you put like small things in, let's say like pacifiers, so you can clean them. I just put them in the top rack of my dishwasher. I don't feel like this is necessary. I haven't used them in months, and so they're just like put away, sitting, collecting dust. So those type of little things I feel like are not necessary. You don't need them. If you feel like you do, go for it, but in my opinion, you don't need those things. Next up is a bottle warmer or sterilizer. I do not recommend. I didn't even realize that someone got this for me. I'm sorry if you're watching this and you got this for me. I don't know. I didn't even know about it until like month 2 or 3. And we're like, oh, what is this random box thing? And I think we used it twice. But again, we don't use bottles. Like, he just eats straight from me. And if he does use a bottle, it's just super easy to warm it up. You just put warm water in a cup and it's easy. It's easy. So we really haven't used that, and I feel like it's unnecessary. It's just like one more little gadget to add. Next up will be a breast pump. Yes, I do find this necessary if you have to go somewhere. So I said at the beginning, I kind of worked a little bit where I'd have to leave the house. And so pumping to have milk for my baby when I left was necessary. Plus, if I ever want to go work out or whatever, it's nice to have milk here on hand. So from my experience, I don't really think that the breast pump matters tremendously. I have just like the Modelo, whatever version, and it's worked totally fine for me. I know that there's also the ones that are like automatic that you can wear around that don't have to be plugged in, which is cool. I didn't find that necessary. I just got one that was affordable. And then also what I would recommend is like this silicone. They have a bunch of different brands, but a silicone like hand pump, because whenever I woke up like in the middle of the night and he wasn't awake and I needed to pump, I needed some release, I would just use that very quickly, and then you can actually just like put this little topper on it and throw it in the fridge. And so it's just like a lot faster than having to get all the parts for your pump and get it all ready, get it all together, do it, clean it. Like, it was just too much for me. So the hand pump was like perfect way to go. It's easy to take in the car with you if you ever need it, or just it's way easier for me and way less parts to clean. So I would definitely suggest whatever breast pump you go with to also get that little like hand one, because I found it super helpful. I would also recommend getting silicone milk storage bags. So I received so many disposable milk storage bags, which if you are going to pump a lot, if you're going to work, if you need to store a lot, then that is great. And that might be the best option for you. But for me, I don't pump very much. There's no way I'm going to use all those bags. And the silicone ones, I could have just used those and then reused them, and I would have been totally fine. I had in my head before I had my baby that like I needed a ton of milk storage bags like stocked up in the freezer. Like, I needed those ready to go. I don't know where this idea came from, because that's totally not true and totally not what I needed at all. And so that did not end up happening. I just breastfed on demand and it was totally fine. I did not have an oversupply or anything like that. And so just like 4 or 5, maybe 3, 4, 5 breast milk storage bags would be in the freezer at all times. And then we would use them, and that's it. So if you have that like unrealistic expectation in your mind, maybe that will be you. Maybe you need that. I don't know. That was not my situation. So the silicone reusable ones would have been a much better route for me. I would also suggest getting the cleaner or sponges that clean bottles, because I don't know about you, but the sponges that I'm cleaning the rest of the dishes, sometimes like they're kind of gross, and then I don't want to use them on my baby's milk stuff. Like, I want it completely separate. You don't have to do that. Maybe that's dramatic of me, but I really like to have like a perfectly clean sponge just for the bottles. And so that is like sitting on the dish, sitting on the sink, and it touches nothing else except for the bottles, which I really love. So that's the only extra feeding thing that I would buy that you don't need, but I feel like is kind of necessary. The next thing up on the list is cups. I think that this is kind of necessary. It's definitely necessary once they get older, but at the beginning it's not really. So if you want other people to buy cups for you, maybe you put it on the registry. There are a lot of cute options out there, like there's silicone options, there are like with straws, or there's sippy cups, or there are metal, stainless steel options. I personally don't want to use plastic cups and like sippy cups, things like that. So I have gone with like the stainless steel options, which have been great. And so they're very inexpensive, and I've bought them myself, but yeah, it would have been nice to put a few on my registry. Also, people maybe will see that and not buy you the plastic ones, because I did get a few of those. Along the same lines as the cups, you can also add like other feeding things. Again, this is not until like 6 months, but if you want to add it to your registry, you are going to use it. So there are like really cute wooden utensils and plates and bowls. There are like bamboo ones, there are stainless steel ones, there are silicone, like food grade silicone options. So I was given like a few plastic ones, and again, like I would rather have any of those other options that I said. So maybe it would have been better if I put those on my registry. So do your research if you want them to like match your kitchen or match your other dishes like my sister does. Do your research and find something that you're going to love. And I would recommend adding those, because you're definitely going to use them, just not at the beginning, but you always want to put stuff on the registry you know for a fact that you're going to use. So there are two other things that I would add to this like feeding category, and that would be Bamboobies. They're like the little pads that go into your bra that if you're leaking when you're out, which happened a lot to me, then those kind of stop them from going through your shirt, and you can just throw them in the laundry and wash them, and it's great. And so I got 2 packs, and that was perfectly fine for me. So I would definitely suggest getting those little Bamboobie pads. They are very soft, and I also received like a ton, I think 2 like full boxes of disposable ones, which I find unnecessary. Like I didn't ask for them. I just received them, and there's no way I'm ever going to use all of those. So I would suggest adding those Bamboobies to your registry. Another thing is nipple butter. So there's a couple different options for this. I use lanolin, and then also like regular nipple butter. There's one from Earth Mama, and that one is clean, has clean ingredients, non-toxic, and so I would recommend getting that one. Or you can get lanolin like I used, and yeah, I would definitely add one of those to your registry. Okay, so the second category they have is sleeping. The first item on the list is baby monitor. They say that that is essential on Babylist. I don't think it's essential. I do not have a baby monitor, and I really felt pressure. Like I felt like everyone has a baby monitor. I had to get one, and I just don't think that's true. I have a pretty small house, and so anytime he cries, I can hear him from any room in the house. And I guess if I was like going outside for something and I needed to make sure, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I didn't need it. I've been totally fine. There hasn't been a day where I was like, dang, I really wish that I had that baby monitor. But if you have a different lifestyle, maybe you need it. Maybe you need it if you have an upstairs and you maybe can't hear them. I don't know. But for me, in my house, it just hasn't been necessary. So I wouldn't say it's like essential to have that. And also back in the day, I don't think they had that. So that's up for you to decide. The next thing on their list that they say is essential is a bassinet. I would not say that that is essential. If you're going to buy one, I would suggest not buying one that is super crazy expensive. Yes, you want one that you like, that you think's cute if you're going to buy one, but Personally, I tried using it and it didn't work. And then ultimately he slept with me, and that bassinet that I really thought I needed is under the bed somewhere and is not used and will not be used for the rest of my children. So I would not say that this is essential. If you're planning on sleeping with a baby or think you might, then the bassinet is probably not something that you even need to look into or buy. If you do want to buy one, go for it though. I would suggest not spending $1 million on it, because your baby might not like it. You may decide something else. So that is my recommendation. Next up will be crib mattress, crib sheets. So yes, I have a crib. I am 9 months in, and this is the first month we're actually using the crib. So do you need a crib if you're planning on sleeping with your baby? No. You might want it. I would say it's essential, but it might not be essential for you, depending on your plans and your lifestyle. So I honestly wish that I would have not gotten a crib, and I would have just gotten a personal adult size, maybe a full size floor bed. That is my dream. I hope that we rearrange the nursery for our second baby, and that is what we have going on. I think it would have added more space to the room, and the crib is just not necessary for the way that we live and parent and how he sleeps. But it might be necessary for you. So I think somewhere your baby is going to sleep, and wherever that is going to be an essential. Whatever that looks like, whether it is a crib or a bassinet, whatever, that's up for you to decide. Another thing that kind of confused me when I was creating my first registry, I was like, crib mattresses, what are the sizes? Which mattress do I get? And I don't think it matters. They are a standard size, which I didn't realize. I thought you'd have to get a mattress that fits with your specific crib, which is not true. They're just the standard size. The crib sheets are a standard size for a baby mattress. And so that is simple. If you want a crib, get a simple mattress and get cute sheets that you love. So that is my recommendation for that. I'd also definitely suggest getting a waterproof mattress cover, because he has blown out the mattress before, and yeah, you definitely don't want that on the mattress itself. It's way easier to just take off the whole mattress pad and throw it in the washer. Next up would be swaddles. I know among the crunchy community, it's this is kind of controversial. I haven't done enough research to sway me either way, if swaddling's good or bad. I don't know how I feel about it, but I just used blankets. So I put the Ollie on my registry because it was recommended as a very essential, necessary swaddle. I hated it. I would give it away if I could. If someone wants it, if my sister wants it, take it, because I never used it. I hated it. It would ride up on him, and it just didn't work. I have other friends that swear by it, so maybe you'll love it. It's very expensive for a swaddle when you can just use a blanket. And then I didn't even swaddle him after 6 weeks. And so that wasn't super essential to me. Just having baby blankets, yes, I would say that that's kind of essential. You need something small for them, something soft, in my opinion. Yes, you could use a regular blanket, I guess, but it's definitely important that it's not a blanket that can get over their head and swallow them up, because when they're little, they can't get that off of them. So I would recommend small, maybe breathable blankets. And maybe you swaddle, maybe you don't, but you can use those blankets either way. And I don't think that you need the expensive Ollie or any type of those type of swaddles. One thing that I am using is this sleep sack. It's not a weighted sleep sack. It's just one that zips up, so that whenever I do put him in the crib, now 9 months when we're finally doing the crib situation, it's a blanket that I know is not coming off of him. So no matter where he moves, he's going to still have that on, and I don't have to worry about him losing covers or anything like that. So I really love it. I didn't even put it on my registry, didn't even know it existed at the beginning, and someone gave it to me, and I use it all the time now. So another thing in the sleep category would be a sound machine. No, this is not essential, but I do have it and I do use it every day. So I have the Hatch and I love it. He still eats throughout the night. Yes, normally babies are sleeping all throughout the night at 9 months. I understand that, but we're not there. So I'm trying not to feed him before like 3. So at 3 a.m. we have programmed the Hatch to like change colors so that I know without having to like look at a phone or something like that in the night. I just automatically know if it's time or not. So that's been really helpful for us. And then also I just used it at the beginning because when he was making tiny little noises, it wasn't like he was upset, he wasn't crying, anything like that. But those little noises were keeping me up personally. And so when I turned on the Hatch, it was like kind of drowned that out. And so I was able to go to sleep even though he was making like little tiny noises. So it was really for me, not for him, but we still use it. I guess it's just habit at this point, but it's definitely not necessary, but I love it and I use it every day. Next up is diapering. I think that this is kind of essential, the diaper pad. I have just one that goes on top of a dresser, which has been super great. I love just wiping it down. It's like silicone, and so it's super easy when poop and pee definitely get on there. And it's just super easy to like wipe it down. I did receive like cloth material diapering things. I hated those. I also have like a changing pad in my backpack that is like this like waterproof material, which I love. I can just wipe it down. I have hated all of the fabric ones. Maybe you like it because it's like softer to put your baby on and you can throw it in the washer, but I don't like those. Like I have not used them because those are not helpful for me. Like I would rather just like sanitize, wipe it down, and reuse. I don't want to have to keep getting more and more and more because you have to have them on rotation because they'll poop and pee on them and then you need a new one. So I like the silicone one and I like the easy to wipe one on the go for my diaper bag. Those are what I would recommend. So for diaper cream or ointment, I use triple paste. I also use lanolin. As I mentioned before, lanolin is made from sheep's wool and it makes things waterproof. I really like that. I also have the triple paste, which I've used as well, which is EWG verified. It's all clean, non-toxic ingredients. So I would recommend that too. So I would get either one of those. And people will give you, if anything like me, they gave me tons of Diaper Rash cream. So I have like 10 and I only wanted like my specific brand. And so just be aware of that. Definitely add the one that you like and you feel comfortable using on your baby. Next up would be diapers. Yes, I definitely think this is essential for baby number 2. I'm going to get recommendations for cloth diapers, but I'm also going to get like the cloth diaper box that Babylist has, so I can try a couple different ones. I wish I would have done cloth diapering for baby number 1, but I didn't really look into it and I thought it was just like super overwhelming and I didn't even really realize people still did that. But after looking into it, definitely interested in it and I definitely will be doing that for baby number 2. But for now, I have a whole video on diapering on different diapers, like eco-friendly diapers. I did like a deep dive into it. And so there are a few that I am loving right now, but you can go check that out if you are interested. I just would not recommend like Huggies or Pampers. That's my opinion. They have some toxic stuff in them. Look it up on your own or watch my video because there's some gross stuff in diapers that is not clean and your baby's in those so much. So anyways, do your research on that. I would maybe try different kinds. I like Coterie. I like Eco by Natty right now. I like Bamboo Nature. So maybe try some of those. Diaper, Dyper brand. So maybe try a couple of those and see which ones you like. I also would recommend not getting like a bunch of newborn diapers. My child never fit into newborn diapers, so I had to take those back, all those boxes that I got. So I would maybe get like one box of them, or if you know that you have big babies or big babies around in your family, maybe just skip those, because I didn't use them at all. Diaper bag, yes, I think a diaper bag is essential, but does it necessarily have to be a diaper bag or backpack? No. I think that maybe you carry a big purse already. I think it's so easy just to put some like 3 diapers, thing of wipes, and maybe an extra change of clothes. Like you don't have to have like a million things in your bag at all times. And so I love having backpack. Like I ditched my purse, got rid of it, and I just had the backpack because I like it better. If it was socially appropriate, I think I would just like always have a backpack because I like it. And I will link the one that I have because I like it, and it also came with that changing pad. But just get one that you like, one that you think's cute, or use what you have. It's not that big of a deal. You just need a bag. Okay, there's also the diaper genie, which I'm not gonna lie, I like having it because it's like white. You don't notice it. It's easy to just throw my diapers into a diaper bin. Does it stink? Yes, it does. It does not fully get out the odor. And yeah, maybe it's just the brand I have, but no one I've talked to who uses a diaper genie has ever said it smells great. Okay, everybody has said they've had issues with it that I've talked to. So don't think that you're going to get a diaper genie and magically poof, everything's going to smell great, because it doesn't. It does not. So I still like it. I still use it. But is it absolutely necessary? No. I know a lot of people who just take their diapers and put them in the garage trash and then throw it out. So that's up for you. That's kind of inconvenient for me where his bedroom is. So that's not going to work for me. And I like the diaper genie and I use it, but you don't have to have it. The next thing up would be wipes. Yes, wipes are definitely necessary. That's like the number one thing I would say that is necessary. Do you have to get a specific brand? No, I'm going to list like a ton of different brands that you can choose from that are EWG verified that you can get everywhere. For example, Pura. I think they have them at Walmart and Target, and if I'm not mistaken, and I think you can also get them on Amazon. So I would get something like that is easy to find and that are clean and good for your baby. So that is what I would recommend. The last thing up would be a wipe warmer. Absolutely, this is not necessary. Absolutely, it's not. Do I have one? Yes, I do. I was told, that's the number one thing that I would get. You have to get wipe warmer. Anyways, I fell for it. I bought it. Do I regret it? No, because it's kind of cute to have a white, clean, pretty wipe warmer with the wipes in it versus having like a bag of wipes. But does it really matter? No. And if I didn't have it, would it be fine? And would I even have missed it? No. But I have it, so I'm gonna use it, and it is what it is. So definitely not necessary. Does it look kind of cute? Yes. So that's my take on it. Next up would be baby gear. So baby carrier. I personally would say that this is essential because I baby wear all the time, especially when they were little. Like he would be on me at all times. You know, babies have like the little bald spot on the back of their head because they're laid down so much. Mine did not, because he never was put down. Not really, but yeah. I love baby wearing. I love wearing him like in public, when I'm making dinner. Like it was just so easy and I loved it. And so I definitely would recommend. I got, I have the Baby Bjorn, which I love because whenever we go out, it's like has support on your back. And then plus my husband can wear it and it doesn't look like girly. So he likes it too. And then I also, there's like the Solly Baby, which I see all these moms having right now, like the checkered print, I think is so adorable and I love and I want it. But that one is only up to like 3 months, I think. I have one similar that my sister made for me. It's like out of the same fabric. It's just like this super long piece of fabric. which is kind of annoying to learn how to put on. But once you learn it, it's like, oh, this is super easy. It's not very heavy duty. So when your baby becomes like a certain weight, your baby will like start to sag and fall. So that's why it's only for like the very beginning months. But I loved it because it's so soft and you can wear it around the house. So I would recommend getting one of those. You don't have to get that specific brand. You can get whatever one you want, or you can be like my sister and just make one. Super easy. Again, it's just one long piece of fabric. And yeah, but I definitely would recommend getting one of those if you were anything like me and like plan on baby wearing, then that's for you. Next up would be an infant car seat. I'm not gonna lie, like I got one that was just very affordable and like a plain color. So, and I wouldn't necessarily like recommend the one that I got, but I wish that I would have gotten like a convertible one. They have ones that spin because I have a small car, and so that would have been a lot easier. I do find myself like almost hitting his head trying to get him in the car, so I have to be like very careful, and I think it would have been a lot nicer if I would have had one that is the convertible option that spins. And then also the one I bought, it only goes up to like 30 pounds, I believe, and he's already 25 pounds, so we're getting close. And I wish I would have gotten one of the convertible ones they have ones that go from 5 pounds all the way up to like 100 pounds. So that would have been a lot better, like bang for your buck. So I wish I would have gotten one of those, and that's what I would recommend, finding like a convertible one that lasts a lot longer. That's what I would go with. Next up would be a stroller. So I got a jogging stroller because I didn't want to buy 2 strollers, and I love to run and I love to go on long walks, and I have a yellow lab who needs to go on walks all the time, and so that is what I chose. It's a little bit more bulky, it's a little bit harder to get into my car, and I'm sure there's a million others out there that will totally be super easy to put in your car, very compact, but mine is like a little bit more bulky. I am a cheapo, and so I just got like the most affordable one that I found. I also hated that strollers have like plastic wheels. I hated that so much. So I wanted one that had like real tires. So maybe that's something else you should look into. So I'm not necessarily recommending my specific car seat and stroller that I got, but if you do plan on like going on runs or long walks, definitely look into getting like a jogging stroller versus getting one of those other ones that like has plastic wheels and your baby's gonna be like bumping everywhere you go, and it's not conducive to the lifestyle that you want to have. So that's what I would recommend. Don't overthink it. Just figure out what's most important to you, and like what kind of car do you drive? What kind of like compact situation do you have going on? Do you have a big car? Is it fine? Do you love to go on runs? Do you not care at all? Do you plan on using it a lot or not? So just think about those things, do your research, and it's going to be fine, because whatever you choose, that's what you're going to have, that's what you're going to be used to, and it's going to be fine. Next up on their list would be health and safety stuff. So thermometer, yes, I would suggest getting one. I have one that I would recommend, and it is like one that goes on your forehead. So I will link that. Another thing they add on there is first aid kit, which I did receive little first aid kits. And if you look at the ingredients in a lot of those, you'll second guess it and say, actually, I don't want to give any of those to your baby. And if you just rely on people getting you first aid kits with random things in there that you haven't looked up, when your baby actually does get sick for the first time, I hope that never happens, but if your baby does get sick like mine did, and you're left with only these products that you don't trust, and you don't have anything that you do trust, that can be kind of overwhelming, and then you're like having to run to the store with a sick baby, and it's a whole thing and whatever. It would be a lot nicer to already have those things on hand. So I'm going to add a couple things. There's Dr. Green Life, which used to be Dr. Green Mom, which has a lot of stuff on there that I trust and I would recommend. So definitely go check that out. And then also, I wish I would have gotten like a homeopathic kit with a bunch of different things so that I was kind of prepared whenever my baby did ultimately get sick. So I knew what to do, and I could give him certain things. Plus teething, that's another thing I wish I had on hand. So there are some things, some like drops, which I will link, that I would recommend you get for that, because that's another one of those that is going to happen, and you would rather have things on hand, especially things that you trust and that you know are safe for your baby versus like gross stuff in just like your normal first aid kit. Another thing would be nail clippers. So I was told that the like nail file is the best. They have like a grinder thing that's electric. He doesn't really love it, and it takes a long time in my opinion. So I have barely used it, even though I have it. So I wouldn't really recommend that. And then baby clippers kind of like freak me out because I don't know, like I feel like it's kind of a lot to come out a little baby's fingers. So to be honest, I've been using like these little tiny little like cuticle clipper things. Those have just like been so easy for me, so quick, easy, and like they seem gentle, more gentle than clippers for me. You can pick whatever, any option will be fine, and you can use any of them, but just that's what's worked for me, and that's what I would suggest, but you choose whatever you think is going to be best for you. Another thing I would suggest is getting hand sanitizer that you know and trust, because I don't really use hand sanitizer when I'm home. I just wash my hands, but when we're out, there are times when I don't have the ability to wash my hands, and I would love hand sanitizer. So, or when people want to like hold your baby, I'm like, I want them to use the hand sanitizer that I know is like EWG verified, is clean, non-toxic. I would rather have that on hand. So I would recommend putting that on your baby registry. I use Attitude brand. And so that's what I would recommend. And another thing is a booger sucker. So I think these are really sick, really gross, especially the ones where you like breathe it in yourself. Like I cannot do that. I have one, got rid of it because it was so gross. And then regular booger suckers, like what is in there? I have no idea. Gross. But they have like silicone clear ones, which is what I would recommend, because you know if it's dirty, you know how to clean it, you know that it's clean before you use it. That is what I would recommend versus the ones where who knows what like crust and nastiness is like stuck in there. No. So I'll link that. I would definitely recommend that one. Next up is pacifiers and teethers. So yes, I would definitely recommend some type of teether. They have another like one of those cute little teething packs where there are a bunch of different options. There's like wooden ones, silicone. There's a bunch of different cute options. And then there's also like the little popsicle versions, which I know some babies don't like the popsicles. My baby has loved them, especially like the breast milk popsicles. He devoured them. He loved them so much. And they were great for teething. So I would recommend like maybe getting one, like a set. They have like sets of a lot, which I have, or you can just get like a pack of one. So that is what I would recommend, along with some other teethers, because you need a couple, I would say, and they're just like kind of fun little toys too. So that's what I would recommend. And then also pacifiers, I would steer clear of like the plastic ones, and I would definitely put silicone ones on there so that you are showing other people the type that you want, versus them just like buying the plastic ones from Walmart for you. So I will link a couple different options. The last thing under like the health and safety category, I would say are like baby proofing things. Like you can get things that are going to block your cabinets, because I am at the stage where he's getting all the pots and pans out. He's been doing that for like 2 months, and we just now got locks for the cabinets. So that would have been nice to already have on hand. Totally not necessary, but if you want to add that, that's something that you can add that you're most likely going to use and need. Another thing would be like the little outlet covers. I have them, and I have them in use, but I've actually there's been one time where he's been like touching the outlet, but I feel like his fingers are too big to fit in the hole. I don't want to test it, so I do have those in use. So I would say I would recommend getting those. I don't think they're essential, because if you're like me, I'm watching him like almost every single second. So it's never really been a problem. And he's more interested in grabbing cords out of the outlets than actually sticking his fingers or touching or even like recognizing that there's like holes there. But if you want to go above and beyond, baby proof, you can get those types of things because most likely you're going to use those. Next up would be bathing. I actually received 2 of these like plastic little bath things, which I have a boy, and it was like crushing his little balls when he's sitting in it. So I never used either one. I took one back and one never was used except for one time. I also received this like baby sponge thing that you just lay the sponge in either the sink or the bath, and it has been amazing. I love it. I'm definitely going to buy another one for the next baby. There's a lot of different options. There's like primary color ones, and then there's like cuter ones that are like neutral colors and different shapes and things like that. I would get one of those because whether you're giving your baby a bath in the sink or in the bathtub, it fits and it's easy. It's easy to clean. It's easy to dry. And it's just worked so great. So I don't really see how it wouldn't work for a baby. So that's what I would suggest versus getting these like huge like inflatable bathtubs that go inside your bath. Like I don't think any of that's necessary. I think just like something soft for them to go on is perfectly okay. Another thing would be towels. Yes, they're super cute. The little hooded ones with like animals, they're soft. I love them. I do have them and I do use them, but could he just use a regular towel? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like that would have been kind of the way to go, like just getting a set that you really like that are really soft, like regular towels, because now he's almost too long for the little baby towels. So now we're gonna have to buy new, and they're just not that necessary, but they are super cute. So you decide, like, I'm not going to get rid of them. I'm still going to use them for baby number 2, but it would have been very nice just to like get a brand new set of like nice, plush, soft, cute towels for that bathroom. But it doesn't matter. Yes, you need to have some type of towel, but you get to decide. So baby shampoo or body wash, I would recommend Attitude. That's what I'm using. I have the pear currently. I definitely want to try the apple. I feel like that would be cute and smell good. The pear one I like, and I think it smells really good, and it's clean, EWG verified, non-toxic, clean for your baby's skin. Like things like Johnson & Johnson, if you check the ingredients, you probably won't love them. So I would not recommend those, which that's like all I got. So I would put the Attitude version instead, or something else that's super clean and non-toxic. One thing I kind of wish that I would have gotten would be like a Spout cover. He has bumped his head like twice on the Spout because he likes to climb up on it or grab it or whatever. And yes, I'm always like watching him. I'm never not watching him, but I let him climb and I'm there, and he hit his head twice. Okay. So it would have been nice to have like a cover on that. They have super, super cute ones that are different colors and they're like muted, and I wish I would have gotten one of those. They also have like cute little like animals, like a little, or not an elephant, a whale. So that's an option that you most likely are going to use if you had it. So I would maybe recommend adding one of those. Another thing, if you are going to do elimination communication, which I do and I love, maybe get a baby potty. I have a super, super cute one, but it is plastic and it also is a little bit too high for him. And so his feet kind of dangle, and no one wants to go to the bathroom with their feet dangling. So I have to like jerry rig some situation for him. I would recommend something else. I'm going to link one here for you. You just want their feet to be on the ground so they can go potty. That's what I would recommend. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And I love doing elimination communication. So if you think that you might be interested in that, I would definitely add a baby toilet. Another thing would be bath toys. I do like the green toys. They have some like cute stacking cups where they can use when they're in or out of the bath, and they're like recycled plastic. They have no BPA. They are like the best of the best if you're going to have something plastic. And they are made in the US. Like it's just a good brand that I like. So I would definitely recommend those little stacking cups. They're cute colors and he loves them, and they can be easily cleaned and reused anywhere you want. And then just be aware if you get baby bath toys, if they have like any type of way for water to get in, but there's no way to like completely air it out, there's going to be mold that's going to create inside that. So be aware of that, like the rubber duckies that like squeeze water out, but like there's no way to open that up and clean it. There's going to be mold in there. So I would not recommend things like that. Like make sure whatever you get is like something that can be opened and aired out and cleaned, and you know that there's not mold inside. That would be my recommendation. But again, you don't have to get that kind of stuff, and they're not even going to play with bath toys until way later. So, well, like 8-9 months. So that would be my recommendation. On another thing would be washcloths. This goes the same thing as I said with towels. Like, yes, you can get baby washcloths. Yes, I have them, and yes, I use them. But could I just use regular washcloths? Absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, you need them, but could it be anything? Could it be any bath towel, washcloth? Yes. Okay, so to wrap up the bathing bath time situation category, I would also add lotion, because of course everyone wants to lotion their baby, and you want to have lotion that you know and trust. So currently I'm using lotion that my sister actually made, and so I can link I can put a recipe below if you want to try that out. I love it. It's like, if you've ever heard Hailey Bieber talk about wanting to look like a glazed donut before bed, that is like exactly what you look like and feel like. It is amazing. I love it. And if I don't want to look like a grease ball, then I will use this Botanicals. I think that's how you say it. And so that lotion is great too. I love that brand. And so I'll use that on me or my baby. And so I would suggest putting a lotion like that, so you don't end up getting a bunch of like Johnson & Johnson lotions. And then another thing is toothpaste. So that doesn't come until whenever they get teeth. So he didn't get teeth until like the end of 7 months, maybe 8 months. I don't know. And he only has 2. So you don't necessarily need to put toothpaste on your registry, but it's nice to have. And so I will link a specific kind that is EWG verified, is clean, non-toxic toothpaste that we are using that we like. Next up would be Nursery. I think the only thing that's like potential necessary would be a rocker. It's not necessary. It's not essential. You don't have to have it, but I do have it and I love it. I know that there are like rockers, there's gliders, there's the combo. I just have like a simple, not cheap, it's expensive, but like a affordable chair, and I use it every day. I rock him every single day. So I really love it, and it's cute. It fits in the room. I'll link that. If you want to look at it, you can get whatever matches your style in your nursery. But that's the only thing for your nursery that I think like might be an essential. So next up would be clothing. Yes, I do obviously think that clothing is an essential. So I would get a few little hats, a few little outfits. I would steer clear of getting a lot of newborn outfits. He never fit in newborn anything. So that's something I would only get like 1 or 2 things unless you know you have tiny babies. So just be aware of that. And then also, I do not like if there are a ton of buttons. So my husband will never put anything with buttons because it's a lot. Even the snaps, when it's like snaps all the way down long pant legs, that is a lot to snap up, especially whenever they're like moving around or it's like the middle of the night. So I would like maybe suggest trying to steer clear of a ton of those, and the zip ups are just amazing. I love them. Or like simple things that, you know, like simple jumpers that only have buttons at the bottom. Those are my go-to. Those are the things I love. Another thing, when they were like itty bitty babies, like I found it absolutely unnecessary to have 2-piece outfits. Like I had no need to put on pants, take them all the way off, do the diaper situation when you're doing the diaper a million times a day, and then put pants back on. Like, no, that was not something that I loved. So I did not use any of those like 2-piece sets whenever they're really little, like the first 3 months. No. Maybe you'll like that. I did not. So those are my only like 2 cents for clothing, but whatever you get, whatever you have is going to work. It's going to be great. You don't need so many, and you don't need a million 0 to 3 months. You don't need a million 6 to 9 months. There are so many things that he never even got to wear. Like, he would wear everything one time, and then I would still have things he didn't wear. So don't go overboard with it. People are going to give you clothes that are not on your registry just because that's what people do. So just be aware of those things. I also want to mention socks. So I am very minimal, and I don't like a lot of color, a lot of craziness. So for me, I wish I had all white socks. Like, I wish I just had a million white socks. So people have gotten me socks with like different patterns and animals on them, whatever. Yeah, some of them may be cute, but when I have a pattern on the outfit, and then I have a bib on him, and then I have like a hat that's supposed to match somehow, and then I have like socks that are like a craziness pattern, like, it's not cute. It's not cute. So I just want plain socks, plain color. And then I also don't want to like have to match socks for a little baby that are this big. Like, I just want everything to match. That is my 2 cents. You can definitely be super cute and like match socks to outfits and do all the stuff. That is not me. And so just if that's not you either, just know that ahead of time, and maybe like put all white socks or all one color socks, whatever you want. That's what I would recommend. Something that I feel like is an essential would be a baby book. So I have a really cute one, and I love it, and it has super cute prompts and a lot of places for photos. So I'm going to link that. You can get any baby book. I just think that like pen to paper type of books are so necessary and so awesome and so cool to have. And just to think like some babies nowadays are just going to have like a digital library. Yeah, it's amazing. And they're going to have more photos than anyone who has like a regular book. I get that. And then there's videos. It's amazing. But I personally feel like babies should have like a little baby book. So I would put that on my registry. I guess it's not essential, but it's essential to me. Lastly would be playing, getting toys. Something that I really wish that I would have done is put things on there like wooden toys, Montessori type of toys, because I think it would have given people an idea of like the mom I wanted to be, the type of toys I wanted to have, instead of receiving a ton of the crazy colored, crazy type of like plastic flashy toys that you like hit one button and a million things go off, and it's so overwhelming. And I don't feel like they're learning from those types of things that like do things without any rhyme or reason. I don't think that those are cool or great or awesome in any way. And I live in this house with him every day, and I know that's selfish, I guess, but I want to look at stuff that I find appealing. Yes, he needs to learn and see colors. I understand that. But for me, he can learn and see colors that are in nature, and I can have toys that have colors that are like nature, or that are like prettier colors, or like the stacking cups that I'm going to link. Those are really pretty colors. They're bright, but they are pretty, and I like them. And like, you have to live here too, and you have to see the madness that's going on with all the toys and the stuff that's going to overwhelm your house. So I don't think it's bad to have like toys that you like and that you feel comfortable with, wooden things that you feel safe with, if that is how you are, because that's how I am. And so it's very overwhelming to receive a ton of like plastic, flashy, crazy toys. I don't care if he makes noise all day long. Like, I have little, like, I want him to have little drum sets. He has like a xylophone. He has all these different things like metal, wooden things that make noise, little sticks. I love for him to play and make noise. It's not about that. Anyways, another thing that goes along with playing would be books. So I would add books that don't have real pages in them. Like, I would steer clear from Dr. Seuss books. After what I've learned, they don't really learn much from that kind of stuff. They learn more from books that are repetitive or simple words, like simple one word page books. Like, A is for armadillo, A is for alligator, B is for bumblebee, B is for bear. Like simple things like that, or books that are like very repetitive, like where is Johnny hiding? He's hiding here. Where is the bear hiding? He's hiding here. Where is Boba hiding? You like repetitive type of things. Those are what they're going to learn most for. And another thing that goes along with books, I would get like a black and white type of version, because when they're really little, they like that high contrast. So maybe like cards or books of some kind that are those high contrast black and white things that they can look at, because they do like that kind of stuff. Like they do gravitate towards that. They look at that. You can tell that they're like learning from that. So those are the type of things that I would recommend, that I wish I would have gotten, that I wish I would have put on my registry. Lastly, you can get super overwhelmed with swings and bouncers and walkers. None of those things are absolutely necessary. You don't have to get the swing, you don't have to get the bouncer, you don't have to get all those things. I work from home, and so to have a little bouncer like swing that was automatic, that was very helpful for me, because I could have him right next to me, I could see him, he would fall asleep in it, and I didn't have to necessarily have him on me at all times whenever I was trying to work. So if that's you, maybe think about getting a swing like that. You don't have to have it though. Don't feel like obligated to get all the gadgets in the world. Other thing, I did receive a walker and he loves it, but it's like this plastic walker, again, with like all the colors, all the toys, the lights and flashing stuff that goes off without any rhyme or reason. So I wish I would have put like a wooden one. They have such cute ones with like busy boards on them. I'm gonna link one in the in my registry link, so check that out, or something similar to that, because then you get like one of those busy boards and you get a walker all in one, so they can use it before they're actually walking, and then they can also use it while they're walking, and it's pretty to look at. You can get one that like matches the house or matches the nursery or something like that. So that's what I would recommend. I hope this is helpful. I hope this is not overwhelming. I feel like this video is getting a little bit long, but you're going to hear from all these different people what you need to have, what you have to have, all these different recommendations. It's fine. Don't get overwhelmed. It's going to be okay. You just need these simple things, and you can always get things later. Don't worry about it. Don't get overwhelmed. I hope this was helpful, and good luck to you in your registry.